This is my first time traveling to the Philippines after my divorce, but this is my third time traveling after it. The first time was in Singapore, just right after, shortly after the separation, and then in LA, months after. But somehow this trip weighs so much more, but in a good way. I am lighter, I am happier, and I can't wait to be back home to spend some time with friends and family and celebrate love. I am attending a longtime friend's wedding in Manila. Then I will be heading to Siargao. I am packing, so it is a bit messy. I do apologize for that. And I am planning to bring a relatively smaller luggage than what I would usually take, which is this one, because I am using that for something else. I'm selling some clothes in the markets. But anyway, the reason why I'm packing a relatively small luggage is because I'm only going there for a week or just a little over a week. And hopefully this will stop me from shopping too much. I do want to buy a new luggage though, trunk style. I don't know if you have seen those, but I am trying to save money and maybe do that for my next travel, not this one, because I feel like it will save more space, especially when the hotel rooms are getting smaller and smaller these days. A clamshell like your typical luggage, or when you open it up, takes up a lot of space. I like the trunk style, which is more like a trunk, and you can live off your luggage as well, or you can live out of your luggage or off of your luggage in an easier way. Let me know what you think of it if you have one, and if you're liking it, loving it, pros and cons, let me know before I spend money on it. Let's talk about the weather in Manila or in the Philippines in September, which is when I am going. That is within the monsoon season, but the peak of that is around June, July, although recently, I don't know why, it has been extending all the way to October, sometimes even November, and even a little bit of December. So it could get rainy. It is not the hottest time of the year, or summer we call it. It's warm all throughout, so it's still going to be pretty warm. But it is when it is raining a lot, so it could get relatively a bit more chilly or muggy. I actually have the weather in Manila and Siargao. Those are the two places that I am going to right now. So when I travel, I always save in my app. I always have it in here. The moment I have booked it, I've been watching the weather so that I know what to expect. But look at it, raining non-stop. Although I have friends in Manila and it hasn't really been that bad. So usually it's as you can see, it rains for a bit and then it stops, but minimum of 27, 26, 25, maximum of 30, 31. That's this week, and I don't really imagine that changing within the week or two. And if we go through Siargao, about the same, exactly the same if anything. It's just slightly less rain than in Manila. So what do I pack for it? Whenever I travel to the Philippines, it's always clothes that'll keep me very cool, breathable, natural fibers if I could, because it gets really hot and sweaty. Obviously, if you have acclimatize, is that the word? Then you will be more used to it, right? But for me, I live in Sydney, so whenever I travel to the Philippines, I get too hot. I remember when I was living there, obviously, I would wear jeans. I wore jeans to university all the time, but now I couldn't do that. I have to wear either a dress, a skirt, some shorts, or very light pants, and I rarely do the pants because like the less cover, the better.
On holiday, I got a feeling it's a good day. We're driving downtown, full push on the pedal. Move to songs we play together. Feel like we're on holiday. I got a feeling it's a good day. Downtown, full push on the pedal.
Oh, that's 18. That's actually me. Okay, after 8 hours flying and surprisingly just like 30 minutes in traffic, I finally arrived in Manila. And of course, I'm already eating my Jollibee first order of business every time I visit Manila. There's a jeepney behind me. You have to try Jollibee if you are visiting the Philippines. It's everywhere. It's a fast food chain. You like fast food or not, you really gotta try it. My go-to order is not the most popular among tourists, but I always get a burger steak, 2-piece burger steak, peach mango pie, and you gotta have iced tea. We Filipinos love our iced tea. So that's what I ordered. It's called the B2, and then I added a peach mango pie with an iced tea, and that is 186 pesos. I am so glad to be home. The noise, the heat, the traffic, the food, and the warmth of the people. It is really all part of the experience, and it is nothing like Sydney. And I love that I have 2 homes, and it's been raining here as well with typhoon, so it's wet everywhere. That was just dripping right there. Love that I have 2 homes, and they are quite distinct from each other. I no longer have a permanent home here in Manila, so whenever I visit, I stay in an Airbnb like this one or stay in a hotel. You should watch my video here of what it's like to rent an Airbnb in Uptown BGC so you get an idea. Hotels in Manila, especially in BGC, are quite expensive. So Airbnb is definitely more of a cost-effective option. However, as I arrived today, the internet isn't working, but they happily gave me a refund for 50% for the first night, and they are very helpful and kept me informed and updated throughout as well, and very helpful. So it has that homey feeling and way cheaper. Just to give you an idea, an hotel the cheapest one you can find is probably around 250 AUD, 280 AUD, and it goes all the way up to 700 depending on the time you are here. I've got some hotel reviews here as well, but an Airbnb like this you can find as cheap as over 100 AUD. And if you're like me and you're in Manila for a longer amount of time or more than a couple of days, that adds up. Outside of Jollibee, the next order of business is getting my beauty services. It is always cheaper here in Manila, and the service is just impeccable. I got my nails done. Look at it. Usually I get my nails done before a trip, but I finally found my go-to here in Manila. That is Alpina Lounge. I also did a vlog if you want to check out a full vlog about how my experience went. But the nails that I went for, so I went for black in here, just plain black. And then this is supposed to be more like off-white, but it ended up being a bit more of a solid white, but that's okay, with a little bit of a heart nail art to go with my outfit for the wedding tomorrow, because the dress code for women, guess that is a black midi dress with stunning shoes, and my shoes, you'll see, has a bit of a heart detail, so it should go very well with the nails. Outfit change for dinner. I don't know if anyone else does this, where when you are on holiday, it's all of a sudden every activity is a different outfit, but I do it. Here I am catching up with my friend Pat for some dinner just nearby, which is very handy. Spanish food, I'm excited. Good morning, it is 8:03 a.m. Saturday in Manila, 7th of September. I am going to attend my friend's wedding, Jobin and Joel. Jobin has been my friend since I was in university, and he is probably one of the last few. I think in our college group, which we call in the Philippines colleges university, I think he might actually be. No. Well, in that group, I've got a few groups in university, but I have 2. And in this group, he is the last to get married. Just quite exciting, very happy. But before the wedding, I am going to do Pilates. I love Pilates. I managed to find one very near in Uptown. The place is called Fit to Live, and you can do a group class with them, a private class with them. But obviously I'm going to do a group because that's what I miss and that's what I love to do. It's 1,300 pesos for a single visit, which is good. You don't have to pay for a membership, although they have that as well, which is about 34. Still quite exy for a single class, but relatively cheaper than what it is in Sydney. Although my Pilates at the moment is less than that, but because I pay a subscription or a membership, so it obviously comes off cheaper. Pilates is done. I book a beginner's class because I can only do the 9 a.m. because obviously I have the wedding today, need to get ready and all that. And that was a beginner's class. And surprisingly, it was actually a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, which was good. I was sweating. And now I am having breakfast at a place called Key Coffee. So it's at the Mitakoshi Mall, it's a Japanese joint, but they actually have what I ordered. It's a scrambled egg, which is crab scrambled egg, and it's got alige sauce, which is like a crab fat. It's going to be really good, interesting, because there's a big mix of Filipino in it. I wanted to get their ube matcha latte, however, that is not ready yet. Thank you. So I am just getting a strawberry latte, which is quite interesting because I have not tried that. They have the matcha, which is what I'm craving, but strawberry, let's see how that looks like and tastes like. Strawberry latte is here. Looks pretty, smells pretty, smells so good. Oh my god, it's hot.
Some things I never thought I needed.
We like that. We like that so much. That's so good. So warm. Pays off to try something new and not just always get what you always get.
Time to get ready for Joven and Joel's wedding. Joven is the groom and he has been my friend since university.
It was such a beautiful wedding. No detail was spared, from the way the church was designed to the flowers to the choice of music. Joven played Star Wars for his walk, which was hilarious. It just really showed his personality and their personality as a couple. And of course, the reception was no different, from the food to the snacks, all within the theme and the decor inside. It's like a continuation from the church. Joel, the bride, is actually an events planner, and you can tell that that's what she does for a living. They gave me so many good ideas for when it's my turn. Even their video that they played as a typical prenup type of videos for Filipino weddings is like an ad, and it's just so them as a couple. And of course, they had not just one, but four, if I am not mistaken, 4 drag queens, which really brought the house down. It was so entertaining. I've never been to a wedding where they had this kind of entertainment, and it was definitely a good idea and got the party started. That was hectic. I got home still quite late, but not that late. It was a bit of a French exit, semi-French exit. We did say goodbye, but not a lot of people remembered saying goodbye. Got home at 2 a.m. It is now 11:20. I need to leave in about 10 minutes to meet my high school friends for some lunch. So this is my recovery day after that one fun Hella night. I really love being in Manila and spending time with my friends, although our age is definitely showing because some of them went to the after party. The bride's younger and her friends, but us, we were out. I had lunch with my high school friends at Blackbird restaurant in Makati at Ayala, so that's near the Ayala Triangle. I have been meaning to try this place for the longest time and finally got the chance. They do a bit of everything. I can't really pinpoint what their cuisine is, but a lot of it is Asian food. Not necessarily Filipino, but there's plenty of Asian food / choices. And the serving was huge, and it was pretty good, but I wouldn't say my mind was blown. But it's such a beautiful location. The natural light seeping through that whole restaurant is just very beautiful. And of course, what's the next logical thing to do after having lunch, a big lunch at that, is to go to another restaurant to have more food. We just wanted some hot chocolate and ensaymada, which is my favorite Filipino pastry. This place is called Mary Grace, and they sell the best hot chocolate in the country and some really good ensaymada as well.
Somehow gotta burn those calories off by doing a little bit of shopping, and then you eat again. This time I was just by myself, had dinner at Manam. It's my favorite Filipino restaurant. I will actually make a video of all my favorite dishes that I ordered from this place. You gotta check it out. They're all over Manila and has recently opened in Singapore as well. I can't wait for them to have a store here in Sydney. Hopefully one day that would happen. This one is in Uptown Mall. If you are ever to hire or rent, an Airbnb in Manila and you do stay at BGC, I definitely recommend staying at the Uptown area.
Traveling will always be an integral part of my life. So little time, so many places to visit is what I always say. The divorce affected the way I travel. It was a bit scary, arguably lonely, but it also reminded me of why I love solo traveling, which I have done, but it's always part of a work trip or a wedding trip, and it has really helped me appreciate the company, the friends that I have, and family, because more often than not, they are my second choice when it comes to traveling, because it was always partner and I who would travel. But ultimately, it should really be about the people who are there for you. And you, go where you want to go, do what you want to do, because tomorrow is not promised.